Welcome back to Trending. Thanks for staying with us. Here with me now in studio, our sexuality commentator and blogger extraordinaire, Natalie Lahav, is here to talk love and lust. And Karen Ann Guyman is here to give us some health and nutrition tips. We're going to first start with a little bit of a sexier topic.
Yeah.
And
what do you mean food is not sexy? What are you talking about?
They're two of my favorite things, don't get me wrong. We're going to start with Natalie to hear about this new study on how relationships are impacted by Facebook.
Right. So what I actually understood from the research is that Facebook can actually tell us what kind of attachment patterns that we have in life. So you have the avoidant attachment and the anxious attachment. And by different Facebook activities and the way we actually, interact with each other on Facebook, we can tell about how people connect with another and have their own relationships and romantic relationships, and they basically want to see how Facebook is affecting our social life. So they found that people with attachment, anxiety, they create a false impression of themselves on Facebook, they overshare personal information about themselves, and they use social networking on the expense of other activities. So if you're doing any of these things, it could be a sign that you have anxious attachment issues, and you should take care of it. And don't overshare on Facebook. If you ever do that, it's a bad sign. And it also says a lot about your relationships. And if you have attachment avoidance, you might use Facebook to create a false impression of yourself. And so this is, it's just things to make sure you pay attention to when using Facebook. And they could reflect on the type of relationship you have. But Facebook does not affect the relationships. It's the other way around.
Well, earlier in the show, we just heard about Facebook rolling out a new dating app feature. So I want to hear about how things are becoming more and more integrated. What are ways we can be mindful of this going into the future?
I think that's the key word. Be mindful when using Facebook. I know it's very easy to type things and just push the send button. The whole world sees it in the exact same moment. So be mindful. Reconsider things that you're posting, and don't just be, how do you say, spontaneous. Be mindful. That's the only thing I could really recommend about Facebook. It's very dangerous, and a lot of people see you has very big impact on your social life, and it's not just a computer software. It's, people live in Facebook now, so you've got to be careful and mindful about the way you use it. I think that's the best tip.
Well, there's something else that I think we could all be mindful about, and that is another scientific study that is saying an electric shock to the ankle of a woman might increase their sexual desire or even improve their orgasm. What's the deal with this?
I thought it was a little bit weird, but they basically took women and they gave them 12 half-hour sessions of electrical zaps to the ankle, and it's near the tibial nerve on one of their ankles or in their genital area. The electrical zaps. And they did this over a specific, a long period of time. Like I said, 12 half-hour sessions once a week.
How strong is this?
Not strong. It's not painful.
That's a great question, actually.
The electrical zap is just to awaken up the nerves, I think. And also, look, there are a lot of good things that happen. More than half the women, like you said, they experience stronger orgasms, higher lubrication, and intense sexual activity. They had more fun when having sex, and it has got to do with the nerves around the ankle that have to do with the spinal cord, and it just opens up a lot of things there. And they don't know for sure yet because they haven't tested it on enough women, but it's the company who created Viagra, and they're looking for something for women, and I think that's amazing.
So where are we going to find it? The pharmacy or the sex shop?
I don't know. That's a really good question, because where do you buy Viagra? You get it at the pharmacy. You don't get it at the sex shop. It has to go through a doctor. So we have to see what the end result is. I hope it would be in both, anywhere available for women who want to enhance their sexual experience and not just take for granted whatever, they're experiencing at the moment. So I think it's amazing, and that technology and that companies are actually working on this for women. I think it's a breakthrough.
Well,
very exciting.
So much, Natalie. We'll be sure to look for that wherever it might be.